Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. For today's video I'm going to be answering a question that I get asked a lot over all of my social media, and that is, what do you use? Whether that be what paper do you use, what pencils do you use, what pencil sharpener do you use? I thought I would just answer all of those questions in one simple video. So I'm going to start with the paper. And the first paper that I'm going to talk about is the Daler Rowney Smooth Heavyweight. This is the first paper that I started to use when I got confident in my art. I went from regular printer paper onto the Daler Rowney. It was recommended to me by an artist in some of the art groups on Facebook. It's cheap to buy here in the UK, it's easy to buy, it's readily available from different outlets, it's available in different sizes, it's acid free, it's suitable for a few different mediums, as you can see here in the corner. It is a good paper, it takes a good amount of layers, it works really well with coloured pencil. There's not really much that I can say is wrong with it. However, once I started to get comfortable with the Daler Rowney, I wanted to experiment a bit more, so I turned to the art groups on Facebook and asked for recommendations. And some were saying that I should try the Stonehenge by Legion paper. So I brought some, and I wasn't that keen on it at first because it was, in my opinion, toothier than the heavyweight, but I persevered with it and eventually I really fell in love with it, and this is the paper now that I will use for commissions and any other special projects where I want a really good quality paper. In terms of the Daler Rowney, I will use that now for personal projects and practice pieces. It's not something that I would do a commission on anymore. I did used to do the commissions on the Daler Rowney, but now I favour the Stonehenge. I just feel that it takes the coloured pencil a lot better. I can get even more layers onto it, and it just feels a better quality paper. The Stonehenge is a cotton paper. It is acid free. It is also available in many different sizes. If I was to recommend a paper for a beginner or somebody that was just experimenting with coloured pencil, I would recommend the Daler Rowney Heavyweight, purely because of the price of it and how easy it is to get a hold of. If I was to recommend a paper for somebody that was more intermediate and was maybe wanting to progress from personal projects into commissions, I would recommend the Stonehenge. Now for the pencils that I use. When I first started with my artwork, I was using a supermarket's own brand coloured pencil. So very cheap, really not good. They didn't blend very well, the pigment was rubbish. They were just not suitable for me anymore. They were great to practice with and try and figure out if I liked coloured pencil as a medium, but that is as far as it went with the supermarket own brand. So when I was ready to move on, I did a bit of research on the internet and it threw up a couple of results, but the main ones were the Faber-Castell Polychromos and the Prismacolors. I did research into both and opted for the Polychromos. I initially ordered the 36 set, and after about a week of using them I decided I have to get the full set. These are just the best pencils that I've ever used. I love the pigment, I love how they lay down, I love how they blend. Absolutely fantastic. I would recommend the Polychromos to anybody that is confident that coloured pencil is the medium for them. I would also recommend them to people who are maybe looking to try coloured pencil as a medium. The Polychromos are available in smaller sets as well as open stock, so if you were thinking of trying coloured pencils, I would recommend that you get a few that are open stock just to try them, see how you like, and then maybe invest in one of the sets. The second set of pencils that I use are the Caran d'Ache Pablos. I opted for the Pablos because I'd tried the Caran d'Ache Luminance previously and they were just a bit too soft and waxy for my taste. So I was looking for something in between the Luminance and the Polychromos, and that's where the Pablos come in. They're not as hard as the Polychromos, but they are really not as soft as the Luminance. They're perfect for me and my style. I can get a good amount of detail with them and they work absolutely brilliant alongside the Polychromos. The next thing I'm going to talk about is my pencil sharpener. This is a manual hand crank sharpener and it is the Swordfish Icon. I purchased this from Amazon for less than £10. You can change the blade if and when you need to, which I haven't done yet and I've had it for about 4 years. You've got a handy little container here that will catch all your sharpenings and then you just pull it out and dispose of them. I get a really nice sharp point. It's just an absolutely fantastic sharpener and proof that you don't have to spend a lot to get a great result. Next are the erasers that I use. This is the Caran d'Ache Technic eraser. This is a brand new one, I haven't used it yet. I got this from my local art shop for £2.75. I absolutely love it. It erases graphite really well, really easily, and depending on the colour that I've made a mistake with, it will also erase coloured pencil really well. Absolutely love it. And I also have some of these Tombow Mono erasers. I've got the round edge and the square edge. I love these because they're great for erasing small details, tidying up edges. What I love about these as well is that once you've used the eraser, you can replace them. You don't have to buy a whole new unit. You can just buy a replacement eraser and they just slide out and slide back in really easily. So yeah, I love them. Next I've got a Caran d'Ache Luminance white pencil. Now as a whole I'm not a fan of the Luminance. Just as I said previously, they are a bit too soft for my liking, but the white is absolutely amazing for going over coloured pencil. So if I want to pick out a highlight or lighten a colour up, I always reach for the Luminance. The pencil extenders that I use were really cheap ones from Amazon. I think I paid less than £3 for 10 of them. You can't fit the Luminance in them, and the Polychromos and the Pablos are a really tight fit, but that's fine. They do the job, they work as I need them to. And yeah, for the price of them you can't really complain. The last thing that I use is actually quite a new purchase, and this is the Slice pen cutter tool. It's got a ceramic blade that just pops out, and this is great for picking out highlights, or if you're doing a beard for example, any highlighted hairs or grey hairs, you just use the blade to remove some of the pigment. I brought the manual pen cutter because I want to be in control of how far the blade comes out when it goes back in. I just like having that control. If you go onto the Slice website, you'll see some videos showing you that you can't really cut yourself on it, which is great for me because I am the clumsiest person in the world. You can replace the blade. Instead of having to buy a whole unit, you can just buy the blade. And I think this was about £12, but it's an invaluable tool. If you bought one and you got used to using it, it would be a time saver. It's absolutely brilliant. So that's it for my what do I use video. I hope you found it helpful and that you're able to take something away from it. If you try or use any of these items, please let me know what you think of them, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it's all very much appreciated. If you want to, leave me a comment down below, I always try to reply, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.